Hello everyone, welcome in. It's Euro Truck Simulator 2. As you can see on our map, we almost have a lot of Europe done. Eastern Europe. My cat Natsu, if you can hear him in the background, he's yelling and screaming because I'm giving attention to this game instead of him. Yes, Bubs, I'll be right there. Anyways, we are going to drive to Debrecen tonight, and tomorrow maybe try to get Katawins. You know what I mean. Anyways, so let's back out of this. And then after that, we're going to go down to Italy and do donuts. And not eat donuts, but do donuts with our tires. Peel out. That's what it's called. It's raining out, of course it is. And we're going to back up into this. Wow. Look at these red vehicles. Oh shit, I'm going real fast. Oh, there we go. Okay, hush. Coupling. Peel out. I don't know what we're driving. A big red. Actually, you know what? Talking about red. I believe one of my astrologers, Marin. She's always dressed in red. She's moving soon. So maybe we can imagine ourselves driving Marin's stuff around. My cats are going crazy. Sorry, you can't see it, but I have a cat tree tower to my left, and they're running into it and climbing up really crazily and almost smashing into me. Probably pretty funny if I could see them doing it, but anyways, we're doing this right now. Look at that sunset. I hope it's sunset, right? That's beautiful. I want to paint those colors. Shit. Marin, I almost broke all your stuff. Sorry about that. Talking about Marin, I got myself a personal reading from her recently. It was really good. I was so impressed. Because she did a pre-recording video for me, and she pulls out my astrology natal chart and she goes through it first, kind of explaining who I am, what to expect in my job and career stuff. Unexpectedly talked about the relationship things, which I kind of specified that I really didn't care about it, but she did it anyways. It was really neat, the whole setup where it's not just her sitting there talking to me like a video recording of just her face talking. She pulled up my natal chart and she went through it by using a mouse pointer, and she would point out all the different planet placements, the houses, and all their different interconnected configurations. Yes, I'm using the wrong words. Yes, I'm forgetting what they're called. They're not called aspects, but when this planet is conjunct next to that planet in this house. Conjunct means very close to together. And if you don't know what a natal chart is, it's a giant circle. It's like a pizza wheel. And when you're born, if you know your date of birth and where you were born, and you can actually map out where all the planets and where the sun was at that moment in time. It kind of gives you a prediction about what type of person you are. So anyways, she went through my natal chart with me, as in if she was just talking to me directly and just going over every little piece. And it's amazing how much she knows about me, It's crazy. It's freaking crazy how much she just picked apart. And she's like, yeah, you're this type of person, you're that type of person, you do this, you do that. And I'm just wow, that's really impressive. She actually mentioned a great point where in my career avenue that I'm really good at doing one-on-one consulting work. And I kind of laughed because I thought to myself, one of those corporation billionaire consulting people where they go into this failing billionaire's business and then they pretty much give them the hold on a sec, sorry, getting past that. Pretty much if anybody were to read a psychology book, about like a self-help book, they would pretty much read the same like few chapters and give those pointers of information to them to help them to run their business. it's really funny like how whenever I watch one of those consultants helping out a billionaire with their failing corporation, where it's just like all the points you just gave them, you could just pick up any psychology book and read the first chapter and get it. You know, like you really need to pay this expert to tell you that information. But I guess if you have more money than you know what to do with, I guess it would be easier. Yeah, see you later, police barrier. I make my own rules. Anyways, back to my astrology chart reading stuff. The game is really loud in my headset. Wait, give me a second. Astrology stuff, yes, it's cool. I like it. Hey. So I have many different creative avenues and stuff from my career, and she's just like, no, don't see that. You may feel like you're scatterbrained, but don't see that as a bad thing. That's what you should be doing. If you were to stay at one thing, you would be not liking your wife. That's as simply as I can random words that I can spit out at the moment, because that's pretty much what would happen. Because I get bored doing one thing, however, I like to see things through to the end. So, this is kind of too quiet. Stay. The chicane, got past it. Well, yeah, the S-turn. There's a lot of people broken on the side of the road. Wow, that was pretty cool. It was like, character was out, checking their car and stuff. That was really neat. Anyways, it was a wonderful reading. I want to go back for more. She said that and she kind of gave me a horoscope too. I wasn't expecting that. This September that we're in now is a really like moment of change for me, where I'm letting go of a lot of these past connection stuff, which that makes a lot of sense, where there was a group or a relationship that really isn't working out for me, and that I will start to step away from, and that fits in perfectly. I'm just like, wow, it's crazy how much you know. And yes, that does sound vague, but for me, who kind of does their own thing and doesn't have too many friend groups or anything like that, that really fits in for me. And also, like, towards the end of September, my career is going to really take off, which is amazing. Can't wait for that. Wow, I'm really low on fuel. Let's stop and get some fuel. And what else is there? And then she pulled out a relationship love reading for me. Thanks. Didn't ask for it, Maren. Thank you. Okay, turn off my car. Okay, turn this off. Okay, turn this off. Yes, fuel up. Hold the button to fuel up. Press and hold the following key to fill up your fuel tank. Wow, it's expensive. Wow. Okay, thanks. 1,200. Okay, do I just... Let's keep going. Okay, see you later. That was fun. Yeah, where? I almost drove off the road to just be like, whatever. Can't do that, though. I'll get stuck in the mud, I think. So, relationship's going to be picking up January, February for me, which is great. And she even pulled out to my natal chart. She's just like, she just says like, these two planets sitting here in this house, you have actually been in a huge block on purpose from the universe for the past 3 years now. And I'm like, wow, that's not exactly correct. She says, yep, these planets leave this part of your chart in January, and it's just gonna you're gonna be with her, you know, and it's gonna be awesome. Because she was also saying, it's just like, and you don't do anything crazy with your relationships. You stick with one person, and she's like, that's very admirable. I mean, like it's really amazing. So it felt really good to hear another person just, I don't know, give me positive feedback, talking about relationships and stuff, because it has been an extremely struggle for me for a while, but I don't go out looking for them. But just nothing has ever worked out for like 3 years now. And I'm not gonna go out seeking you guys. F that. I'm not gonna go out dating apps. You're kidding me. If I meet somebody, it's gonna be in real life. Or else they just gotta message my butt on social media. And then we can meet up. So I will not do that texting back and forth. Get to know each other. It's nighttime driving. Time to change topics. What can I talk about now? Let's see. Talk about tarot card last time. Talk about astrology this time. Talking about not crashing into this these cars here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Marin, I'm sorry if I freaking like your stuff hit a cone. It's okay. It's fine. Perfectly fine. We're all gonna make it to your next location. I don't know why you're moving again. That's cool. Onward to the new location. So talking about myself. Has anybody ever done a dream journal? I have been doing mine for maybe a year now. Whenever I do remember a dream when I wake up, I write it down. And it's really interesting going through my past 2 years worth of my dream journals. It's as if I'm reading somebody else's storylines. I don't remember any of those dreams or any of those characters in those dreams or anything that was happening. And it made me think about, is this, for example, I absolutely 1000% believe in the afterlife. I have an experience where I saw the very brief start of it. If you were, actually a great example, if you watched the Pixar movie, I think it's Pixar, Soul, where this guy who's a pianist falls down a sewer hole and dies. And he goes to the afterlife, and when he enters the afterlife, he falls into this darkness. It's all black, but you're just stuck alone, and I have been there. Where I made it to a point where I cut off the oxygen to my brain, and I was dying. And it wasn't just me, it was 4 other guys with me. And they all experienced the same thing, except we all reacted differently to it. And during that time, I was just in complete darkness until this voice next to me or behind me or just with me was just like, who are you? And I was too scared to answer. I don't know. They just sat there waiting for me to answer. And then all of a sudden they're just like, you don't belong here. And I didn't, I just stood there. I was too scared to do anything. And then all of a sudden I was just pushed out. And then I woke up. And everybody else woke up too. I had the same exact experience. I'm just like, did you guys talk to the man in the dark? And they're just nodding like, yes. They were really scared. Like besides one guy, he was like completely convulsing and screaming and crying, saying like, oh my god, demons were talking to me, I'm going to hell. And I'm just sitting like, no, that wasn't demons. That was just somebody else. And so it was interesting in that movie Soul, where I think there was a moment where somebody falls into the blackness, and then there's this voice that talks to them where they're trying to get information out of that person. It was so similar. And in that movie, those are the guides from the afterlife trying to figure out, like, hey, hi, are you here or not? If you are, this way, you know? So, yeah, it was really, so ever since that moment, and I was 21, I think, when that happened. So I've known for a long time. If you want to know how old I am, I'm old enough, okay? It's been a while since I've been 20, so. But anyways, so getting back to my dream job, how I didn't remember who wrote those words. And there's this idea that every single time you die, you go to the afterlife. And you get to revisit your past life. But you also get to see all your other lives. And it's kind of a moment where you pull yourself out of this identity about who you are now, and you turn into who you actually are as a soul. And in that moment, you're kind of looking back saying, wow, that being that guy Miller, wow, that was an adventure. Huh. That's real. I learned a lot. That's cool. So what's next? You know, so I could understand why at some point you would want to go back into reality to be a new person. And you take that, it's called like the draft of forgetfulness. I've heard one person name it. That's why you don't really remember your soul, your connection to source, and all that, all your past lives and everything else. And that's what it kind of felt like reading that dream journal, as if I was reading another person's words and just learning about them, or about what they saw and how they did things in these dreams. And it just felt like, it's like that's what it must feel like when you transition out of your current body into the afterlife, and then you look back, you're like, that guy's crazy, you know, like, he did some crazy stuff, you know, like, that's wow, you know. So anyways, I know this is a really touchy subject, and a lot of people they're just like, I don't know, whatever, I don't believe in that stuff, it's all in your imagination. Okay, cool, that's totally fun, and you're more than welcome to believe in nothing in the afterlife. That's your choice, and that's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of about being alive and being in this world where it's all about diversity, and how each and every one of us sees a different, unique point of view on life or the afterlife, you know? Because if it was all just the same thing, everybody did the same thing over and over and over again, I don't really think consciousness, reality, whatever you want to call this, would really have a point of existing, you know? So, anyways. Now I don't know where to transition to. I should probably transition to like fun conversation. Let's talk about food. Aha, yes, see? It works. Everybody. If you don't know what to talk about next and everyone's like kind of stuck, you talk about food. So anyways, Trader Joe's conversation. Again, because that's all I go to these days, because I've been stuck writing for so much. Yes, I'm planning out a new Jeep trip. Don't worry about it. I'll get there. Food. So talk about Marin too. Marin is a vegetarian. I am also a vegan. I've been that way for about 2 years now. Well, I'm an egg-atarian, where I eat eggs and vegetables, pretty much. But when I walk around in grocery stores past the meat aisles, yes, always the fish aisle smells gross because they don't properly take care of their fish. But when I walk by the meat, the chicken, the beef section, it smells like garbage to me. The same, that's how meat, when it's cooked, when I taste it, that's how it tastes to me. It tastes like rotting garbage in my mouth. And I've tested it multiple times. And I probably have mentioned this in one of my drives on this earlier, but having that smell now when I walk by the meat aisle is disgusting, and that smell lingers as I walk through the store, and I'm just like, oh my god. I mean, even though that I've been wearing my mask for like a week now, that doesn't take out smells. Even though that I wish it magically did. You know? Okay, stay on the road, please. Thank you. I've actually been getting back into making cookies again. And oh man, I made a delicious cookie like a couple days ago. Alright. Secret ingredients, everybody. Get ready for it. Well, secret ingredients, I think it tastes amazing. Now this is for a full batch of like 12 cookies, so you don't overwhelm it with these spices. But a tablespoon or a little bit more of white miso. Don't question that it's fermented mushrooms. Don't worry about it. It tastes delicious. All right, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, quarter teaspoon of ginger, and then add that into your regular recipe. And I'm telling you, man, it tastes delicious. Learn how to drive now. Watch out, car. I'm on a mission. We're so close. And it has that browned butter flavor. So if you don't want to sit there and brown the butter and give it that like toasty, nutty, natural browned butter flavor, try white miso in it, and a little bit of spice like cinnamon, a little bit of ginger. Chill out with the ginger. I have overdone it, and I'm just like biting into a cookie. I'm like, wow, I made gingerbread cookies. That's gross, actually. So, spicy, but good. All right, everybody, we've made it. Thank you for hanging out with me for this long, and thank you for listening to my fun, esoteric, spiritual stories. If you have any comments about it, put it down below in chat. I will, I'll like it and I won't talk back. No, I'm joking. All right, let's see. All right, let's play it safe because I know you guys want to be with me this much longer. You're just like, wow. Marin, you've moved into a barn. No, we're not going to have, no, Marin, no. I don't care how much you like horses and whatever you're trying to, Marin. Okay, well, I guess if you want to live here, fine. You're welcome to come visit civilization and hang out with me every once in a while. All right? All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Wait, what am I saying goodbye yet? We are not in the goodbye letter. The letter. I meant decoupling. There we go. Press the following key to detach the trailer. Wait, didn't I just do it? Okay, now I did. Press this button. Yay, we're done. Excellent. That's right. All right, everybody. Goodbye again for like the 5th time. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.